All right, so it's been a little while since I've been able to just do a video that is not necessarily drone related, but more so just generic SDR related and DragonOS. So, plus I wanted to try out this new microphone again. But what you're seeing on the screen right now is a new version of DragonOS based on 24.04 that I'm working on. And trying to bring it on par and, of course, exceed the DragonOS Focal X, which is 22.04 based. And in the process here, I just want to show getting set up with this LiteXM2SDR that was nicely sent to me to just check out. And what I have is a desktop that is running the DragonOS Noble 24.04 based. It's a fresh install. And I have the LiteXM2 SDR inside a, what do I want to call it? A PCI adapter that is slotted inside the desktop. Something very simple I picked up off a store online and then slotted the LiteXM2 SDR into it. And I have some antennas attached out the back of the desktop. That's the box, of course, there. This is what kind of is in the package, and that SDR there, I have the receive antennas hooked up, and again just slotted in the desktop, just so you can get an idea of what it is that we're going to work with. I have everything again installed from scratch here as far as DragonOS, so we're just going to go through this together and see how easy this is to get set up. So I'm going to git clone down the latest repository here. And really, I'll just kind of, doesn't matter so much for video purposes. Normally, I put things in user source when I'm building the ISO so people can have the source code even after installing. But I'm just going to do it because I don't have this installed in the base DragonOS yet. Not sure how to necessarily, approach that and make sure that when kernel versions change, it's automatically rebuilt. It's probably something for DKMS. But for now, we'll just show, hey, we want to get this installed and running on the latest DragonOS. And there's really good directions here. You can kind of get an idea of the size, kind of what it looks like inside my desktop. I don't have the Ethernet ports and stuff, but it's basically in a carrier. And if you come down, you get to the getting started part. I'm not worried about installing any of this quote required software. That's already in DragonOS and taken care of. The git clone we just did. We change into our directory that we just downloaded, and then we change into our LiteXM2R software. And really, I don't even think I need sudo, but we'll see. Just running build as it is, you see it's going to build against the 6.11 kernel that is in DragonOS. Goes fairly quick. This desktop, I think, has an older i7 in it. Okay, so it does need sudo here for the shared module for the Soapy portion of this. That and should have installed the Soapy piece in the correct location. So you can see that was pretty simple. Loading the kernel driver, there is some steps there as well. I am going to have to reboot, and I'll explain why. But if we change into our kernel and make clean all, to make install. And now, even if I INS mod it right now, we have to do something to our grub, our bootloader. So, I may be able to see that it is recognizable by the system. Also, I have a Pluto SDR plugged in. Let me see. I'll just unplug. All right, I have to add this in. Dangers of recording on the device that I'm actively working on. When I unplug the Pluto, this USB ports are a little finicky. Somehow my recording stopped. But where I kind of left off was Pluto, or running Soapy, seeing the device, and really all that needs to be done is editing our grub, default grub, which you can see I went ahead and added on the additional line here, this entry here. I saved that file and I ran sudo update grub, and that's really the only part that you missed. And then I'll be back with after the reboot. Okay, I'm back after a reboot, and I'm greeted with the lovely entire black background, which I swear has been a bug in Ubuntu for, I don't even know, since 20.04. Always love when this happens. But let me think. You can change back if you fill with bass, stretch to fill, I think it is. Browse. You know, just in case you really like the background that I ship it with, or if you've changed it to your own and you're not really jiving the black background. Let me think. I think it's Ubuntu lowercase. It's always nice when this happens. And it's very weird. It only happens sometimes, but user share Ubuntu wallpapers. You can see where I PNG SDM. Yeah, where basically I changed the background, and then of course when you apply it, then your home, trash, all that disappears. So there you go. Add it back. We're back. I rebooted. I updated grub. Soapy utility. Find. We've got our LiteXM2SDR. And I don't know. Let me think. Let's see. GQRX. This is really just to kind of get you up and running if you happen to have one of these. We'll dig in a little bit more after the fact. There's the Soapy. Let's see. 30. I mean, it can do obviously more than this. I'm just, let's see 30. I think you may have to manually set the bandwidth, and yeah. So let's see what we got. I don't have super awesome antennas on here. Basically just some 2.45 gigahertz antennas. And yeah, you can mess around and see that I am getting data in. There is some settings where, of course, I could go a much wider bandwidth. I want to experiment with that. But anything that uses Soapy should work out pretty well. There's, I think, some things being worked on with SigDigger and just some other things. But here it is with GQRX. Very simple setup. I will dig more into this and show some other uses of this. I just, again, wanted a simple video diving in, kind of introducing where I'm going with the next DragonOS build here. A lot of people have asked about 24.04 based. There's of course audio, that I could demodulate here. So don't think that it's just static. It's just, yeah. Anyways, there you go. All right. Hopefully that helps to get up and going.